let's just be honest. I mean, I told John, who's there and shot it, I'm afraid for you to go live again because next is going to be a copyright strike, or next they're just going to remove our channel without any warning because they're doing that to other channels as we speak.
Now, Jordan, you made a lot of powerful enemies and people like, so when you blew the whistle on Donna Brazil, right? You confronted her. You read the WikiLeaks. You were the first guy on that, and so you've had a target on your back since then. And then you go to Michigan, and you continue to investigate Flint, even when local news stopped doing it because they're corporate. And you again blew the whistle there and made a lot of powerful enemies. Joe Biden and Barack Obama got in bed with the people who poisoned the people in Flint, Michigan, and so you're exposing those people. You're exposing the most powerful people in the world. And like you already pointed out, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Silicon Valley, and the White House have a revolving door. So Joe Biden's cabinet is filled with people from the Silicon Valley right now. So if they want to shut us down, if I start telling people that Joe Biden's lying about a war, they're going to say we're inciting violence and they'll shut our. So this is the kind of, that's what they're doing to you. This is the world. And so what people don't realize, this new censorship, where it all started was Donald Trump getting elected. And so the Democratic Party and the establishment didn't want to say it was neoliberalism that made people so desperate they voted for a guy like this. So they had to say it was Russia. And so then corporate journalists started pushing for social media to censor people pushing false information. That's where it came from, because they lost control of the narrative, and the narrative was bullshit. Russiagate was completely made up. It was evidence-free, and we've reported it there. So they could shut us down just for that, because we're going against official, trusted news sources. And so what people don't, I told the Young Turks, I go, don't you know Russiagate is just a CIA op? This is going to be used against the left as soon as they can, and they didn't care. We saw it being used against Bernie Sanders to kill his campaign. The CIA Russiagated him right at the so. And then still, they're for still censorship. People on the left like that are still for censorship, even though Jacobin got censored by Facebook, right? And even as people like that are getting censored, people on the left, like the Young Turks, are still pro-censorship, which just goes to show you that it's up to people like us to protect free speech, because faux progressives like that are always going to be on the wrong side of history. They were on the wrong side of McCarthy smearing your political enemies. They're on the wrong side of evidence-free conspiracy theories. They're on the wrong side of smearing Julian Assange, standing up for journalism. They're on the wrong side of Syria and war. I could keep going on, but now they're on the wrong side of censorship. What do you say to those people on the left who are calling for censorship?
Listen, I've said on my show many times, I have a nuanced opinion. And I think you've expressed this too. If people are inciting violence, there are laws against that.
Yes.
And there are courts. I have said, yeah, I do think some of the channels that push this election fraud conspiracy, while also urging people to go to the Capitol and stop the election from being certified, yeah, I don't really think that's protected free speech. And I do think there should be accountability. However, Jack Dorsey is not the king of America. Mark Zuckerberg is not the king of America. The Google CEO is not the king of America. And they don't get to decide. They, who we've already established, are a revolving door and were formerly part of the political establishment. They should not be the ones deciding which channels come or go. Alex Jones, for example. I mean, I've seen him. I've seen him say, "Go get your guns. Let's meet at City Hall or whatever." Yeah, I don't think that there's a blanket free speech principle for that. However, YouTube and Twitter are showing they cannot be the ones trusted to determine what should happen to Alex Jones or others. Let the courts, let a public, a regulatory agency, not the government, determine that, because it's already, it's clear they are using, either through sheer incompetence or sheer malintent, they are using it to basically wave their wand on actual journalists that could expose the corporate state, that could expose the military-industrial complex, that could expose, frankly, Silicon Valley. They're trying, under the guise of let's get rid of extremists and people that are violent, with getting rid of people just showing a live stream.